Derby County are reportedly set to make a move for Arkell Jude-Boyd. He is a player subject to the transfer interest of Derby County, and he's just 22-year-old and plays in that right-back position. Now, he is currently at Cheltenham Town, where he has played 34 League Two games this season, scoring 3 goals and collecting just 3 assists. Now, back in January, Peterborough United saw a ton of bids rejected for the QPR man, and they will potentially come back in this summer transfer window. Now, he's entering the final year of his deal at Cheltenham Town, and they're braced for much more impact than just Peterborough United, and he is a St Lucia international. Now, Mirror Football is the one that understands that Derby County are among Jude-Boyd's suitors, while Stockport County are also keen on a deal. Now, before we get into that, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. But shall we now take a look into Jude-Boyd? Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets. So let's get into a little bit more information about Arkell Jude-Boyd then. Currently, as mentioned, playing for Cheltenham Town down in League Two, heading into the final year of his contract with the Robins. Now, he's made 4 international appearances for St Lucia, collecting 1 goal to his name. Now, he's valued at around £100,000, but I can bet you bottom dollar he will be going for much more than that from Cheltenham Town. Now, across the course of this season, he's played 41 games across the course of League Two, the EFL Trophy, FA Cup and EFL Cup, scoring 4 goals, collecting 3 assists, picking up 11 yellow cards with 2,998 minutes to his name. Now, across the course of this season, he's played on the right, he's played on the left, he's played in the right wing-back positions and the left wing-back position as well as making a short appearance at centre-back. But is he a player that Derby County really need to go and pick up? Now, in my opinion, the move for Jude-Boyd purely depends on where you're planning on putting Kane Wilson next year and what your thoughts are with the likes of Ryan Nyambe and Joe Ward. Now, in my opinion, I think that Joe Ward will be moving on to pastures new this summer. I think Ryan Nyambe is going to be a solid defensively backup option for that right-back position. And I think we're going to have sort of a rotation of right-hand-sided players who can play at right-back and right wing, as we've seen with Kane Wilson on occasion under Paul Ward. Now, if we look at Jude-Boyd's career as a whole, he's only made 61 senior appearances as per Transfer Market, 17 for Torquay with 6 goals in the National League South, and the rest for Cheltenham Town in 2024-2025. Now, he did start his career at QPR, where he made 3 appearances in the FA Youth Cup before moving on to Dagenham and Redbridge, where he ultimately didn't go on to make a senior appearance. But he is a player who obviously has played in the EFL. He knows sort of his role, he knows exactly what he's good at, and he is a very, very good attacking right fullback in a position where Derby County really, it's not that we need options in that right fullback position, but we need options who are attacking and efficient, essentially. And you look at the current right back options in Wilson, Nyambe and Ward, and I just think that Wilson's probably better suited to actually be a winger when you look at his defensive capabilities. I don't necessarily think Ward is a right back. I think he's more of a winger as well. But I do think that Joe Ward will be heading out of Derby County this summer. And when you look at Jude-Boyd, it's the excellent replacement to sort of move Kane Wilson forward, bring in Jude-Boyd, so you've still got that attacking threat from right back, but you've also got a player who can work on the defensive end as well. And I'm not saying that he's an unbelievable defensive right back, because that isn't what his game is. He is that sort of offensive attacking weapon from that right wing back position, and that's exactly what Derby County need if they're going to be an effective club in this division heading into the 2025-26 campaign. And I think with having the balance of having Ryan Nyambe as an option, Jude-Boyd, Kane Wilson, And obviously at the moment you look at Joe Ward. I think we've got a good balance of attacking and defensive wing backs and players who can sort of play different sort of roles, because you've got Ryan Nyambe who can play right centre half and right back. You've got Joe Ward who can play right back, right wing back, right wing. You've got Kane Wilson who can do the same. I imagine, in my personal opinion, I bet Boyd could play on the wing as well, if I'm completely honest with you. And that's sort of something which isn't really discussed a lot when we're looking at targets, and I think versatility on players is absolutely massive. Now, the link does come from the Mirror and obviously suggests that Stockport County are another club interested, and obviously had bids rejected from Peterborough United in January, and that's obviously something that is really intriguing to note, because when Derby County look at a deal like this, and Jude-Boyd looks at a deal like this, they're going to sort of look at it and go, well, what is best for him? What is the best move? Now, Derby County might offer him the best financial package and the best long-term contract, but someone like Peterborough or Stockport might offer him direct first-team football straight away. And that's sort of something that, as a player, he is 22 years old. He needs first-team football to be able to continue to develop and to become sort of the best possible player that he can become. And I think that, obviously, I want Derby County to get better. I want Derby County to have the best possible options, but I always look at players with sort of an eye on their future as well, and where they could go with their future. And I do believe that depending on the circumstances regarding this deal and regarding the fees, finance, like all the finances behind it, and what John Eustace is actually trying to do with Derby County, I do believe that this could be a good deal for both Derby and Jude-Boyd. If you're moving Kane Wilson forward and you've got Jude-Boyd as that right back option behind Kane Wilson, with Ryan Nyambe to learn from in a defensive standpoint, you've got Wilson to learn from in an attacking standpoint. They're two really good mentors at championship level to be able to help you develop to the next level. But then ultimately you've got to make sure he gets the right amount of game time. And obviously, so far in his career, yes, he's only 22, but only 61 appearances, 3 of them being in the FA Youth Cup. He's got a lot more development to go before he sort of finds himself as one of sort of like the top players in any of the leagues. Now, he was considered one of the top players in League Two based on his 34 appearances this season, but obviously as we head in to a potential championship campaign with him potentially joining Derby County, he's got that all to prove again. And will he get the opportunity to do so under John Eustace? I absolutely do believe so. John Eustace has been very clear and very determined in sort of what he said about bringing in youngsters and bringing through youngsters from the academy as well. And I think Jude-Boyd certainly fits that sort of target audience. And I do believe that Derby County need, obviously, a mix of youth, experience and prime-aged players. And I think that what John Eustace is looking at so far, if you look at the links so far, you look at the likes of Andreas Weimann, you look at Danny Bath, there's going to be a video on Craig Dawson tomorrow. All these players who Derby County have been linked with are very experienced players who have played at this level or the level above, and I think that's really good to move forward. But Derby County ultimately, for the upcoming season, don't need just experienced aging pros, they also need young potential pros as well. And I think Jude-Boyd fits perfectly into that mould of the young potential experienced pros, which he could obviously go on to brilliant things over the course of the next few years in his career. Now, the big thing is going to be whether he sees it as the right move. Obviously, you look at Peterborough United, and that could be a great move. Obviously, Peterborough not having the greatest of seasons in League One last year. You look at, obviously, the interest from Stockport County, having a decent year in League One last season, and obviously they're going to be pushing for more next year, and this could be a great move for him in terms of playing football and playing at that next level for him. But can you turn down the prospect of working for John Eustace, of playing at Pride Park Stadium and working at Moor Farm? I think it's a real difficult one to sort of discuss, especially coming from League Two Cheltenham Town, who ultimately, don't get me wrong, no disrespect to Cheltenham, aren't the biggest of clubs in world football. And you sort of look at the difference in size of clubs, and it sort of opens up that door to much bigger opportunities on a sort of worldwide scale in terms of reputation and sort of who knows about you, who doesn't. And that obviously opens the door for not just bigger moves in the future, but moves that can be better for your career, even if the move at Derby County doesn't necessarily work out, where he could potentially drop down to League One or something later down the line. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this one does progress. Obviously, there's a lot of talking points coming from it. I do think Derby County, obviously, with the reports at the moment with right backs, you've obviously got the Sheffield Wednesday right back, the Spanish one, can't remember his name, so sorry. You've got Cody, Drameh, who's on that list as well, with right backs who we've been looking at, and now another one in Arkell Jude-Boyd. So we're in a position where it's quite clear that right back position is something that John Eustace wasn't necessarily too happy with, and it's going to be really interesting to see how this grows heading into next season. Now, you can obviously let me know your thoughts down in the comments on the interest in Arkell Jude-Boyd. If you have not done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and let's get into hearing all about the Derby County Raffle. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets.